It's Sunday. It's time for the new weekly. Now, there is a decent amount of things going on, which is mainly Strawberry Team, some synergies there. Cassowary, Puffin, Sparrow, Pelican, Velociraptor, but it's missing a couple things here and there. Similar can be said for the jumpers in the sense of there's basically every single jumping unit, except you don't have the Frogman for the easy scaling. But there's still synergies with jumpers like Kangaroo, Muskox, Poison Dart Frog, all in a line, almost like they want you to know. And then Snake as well, of course. So I think you could do some stuff there. I mean, I think you're going to be seeing a lot of Brain Cramp because there's not really any armor anyway. So I think that just makes sense. With that in mind, Komodo is one of the few scalers. But with jumpers and whatnot, that means you'll probably have to kind of pay attention a little bit to your order, and might be tougher to do, might have to go Birds of Paradise or something like that. There is Trout Elk combo, along with some other things. But the lack of armor... Where's the most healthy? The lack of armor would usually mean a good opportunity for... Sure, whatever. Would make a good opportunity for a spawn team. There are some spawn units like here and there, but not really any major, I would say, combos to go with them. Like, there's not major synergies like Turkey, German Shepherd, this and that. There's just some spawning units here and there. Phoenix, Cerberus, Eagle, if you count the dog, that counts. The deer, falcon. Like, there's some units that spawn units, but there's not a ton of stuff to work with them after the fact, unless, you know, you're counting snakes and dart frogs and whatnot. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, it'll be something. I'll take one of these. I don't think there's any huge non-bows except for the fact that the elephant doesn't really have anything to combo with that has hurt triggers, as far as I recall from giving it a quick glance. And the same can also be said for, for the leech, in the same vein of not really having a hurt trigger to work with, unless, again, I'm missing something. Let's give it another quick... I mean, I guess Kiwi. That's, like, the only one. Which wouldn't work with Leech anyway, but you could do it with Elephant, I suppose. But, yeah, not really anything else going on. Now, there isn't a lot of normal scaling, either, until you get to the 5s and 6s. There is Hatchling Chick, so that's technically something. And then there's the trout and whatnot. I think I'm just going to do this and then immediately sell it. Get that going. I think I'll take this. Give this to you. That way I still have either Jump Squad or Strawberry Squad. Makes sense to me. And we roll. Now you can do Seahorse plus Iguana, so that's something. Usually I don't try to level 3 a unit like this, but put this stuff for it anyway. I did mention Paradise Bird, I mentioned Komodo, Lioness technically, I guess, Velociraptor in a similar vein as well. And then Velociraptor is only, you know, strawberries, Quetzalcoatl is only certain types of units. I think doing this just to make it bigger makes sense. Even though it does mean this doesn't really actually do anything. The question is, would I rather roll to maybe get a level here? Or, you know what I actually should have done? I should have sold this before I sold the Griffin or whatever it's called there. You know what? I'm going to roll for level. We have full health. This team still could draw pretty reasonably. And if I get something pretty nasty, then it could be worth it. Would love to... wait, can I sell this and then, like, skip? I think I can do that, right? Yes, I can do that. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I think that's worth. The wolf. One of the few things that can give a weakness of sorts. I mean, 2 triggers there is definitely worth it. Helped us get the draw. Okay. I guess you would just rather do this, right? I was trying to think about what would make me make more sense or not, but... So this is interesting. Because we are still sort of... You know, kangaroo works with jumpers. Muffin with the strawberry. This works with the strawberry. You could do this in front of a kangaroo because it's a spawn unit and it's just good. I'm kind of tempted to do this. Granted, I can't do any of them this turn, but this would be kind of neat because then it means this might do like 3 attacks with the kangaroo. Whereas this, the Tsuchinoko is going to jump in front anyway. You could also argue, of course, that, you know, you could just get rid of this and then replace with that. But I think I'm going to still keep it open like this. I think I like what we got here. I will move you in front, I think. Sure. That seems fine. That seems fine. Alright, so what's been happening on stream this week? Great question. I have a giant kangaroo. Of course, the normal Monday activities occurred. I could just take both of these units. Use this level next turn and give the strawberry to the kangaroo. Granted, it'll get removed, but I think I am going to do this. It's probably a little bit greedy, but I think it makes sense. I do realize that I guess this would work, and then this would remove after the attack, right? I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now. Let me pay attention before I tell you what else we did on stream this week. Okay, it's a pretty big leech. Yeah, that did work. So it removed you know, blocked the 5 damage, then it threw. That's pretty good. I mean, it does it twice, so we kind of miss out in that sense, but I'll take the free thing there. When it's time to... Wait, what? Huh? What do you mean sell pets to make space? I have a bugged game, apparently? That is what's happening? Apparently what's happening? So I can stock a sparrow or an Atlantic puff. I mean, double Nyala is pretty sick. It's not really a combo with anything, but it is pretty sick. I'm very confused about this not working. Why does it think this is not the same unit? This is gonna shoot 4 to the last enemy twice. Part of me is thinking that if I got rid of the Tsuchinoko, I could stack the Nyalas up. Like, envisioning a team in the future, right? You have a leveled Nyala up front, then Doorhead Ant, Brain Cramp, etc., then jump. Can you count to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. He's going crazy in the chat, okay. Yeah, so there's something to be said about selling the Tsuchinoko. It is a strong unit and having the strawberry on it is pretty nice, so that's my temptation to not do it, but this is a pretty big turning point where either we go more all in on this current team or we start making a switch. I think it's not unreasonable to start going for a switch. You could even half and half in a way of selling this, doing this to get the toy, and then bringing in Nyala just to have the Nyala up front, because it's not going to get to level 2 until tier 5s anyway, because of chocolate and stuff, and it's a tier 5. This not being viable is very weird. That has to be a bug. We do lose out on quite a bit because this is a pretty strong unit. It's a 10-9 with a 5 damage armor thing on it. Oh, it's already level 3. Okay. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now, actually. It all makes sense. Flashlight would be pretty sweet. I would think that we're getting rid of the Puffin next, but I could be wrong. I think I am just going to do this. I am just going to do this. Interesting spot to be. Anyway, on Wednesday, we started a puzzle game called Star Puffs, which I had done the demo of on stream before. But now... Ouch. We won. But now the devs gave me the full... a key to the game, which is pretty sweet, because that's, you know, that's pretty sweet. So, that's the first game, really, I've gotten the key for, like, in that way. I don't think I would want to go back to Drop Bear just to have the kangaroo thing going on. I would definitely do Tiger Bug and probably Brain Cramp, just because of the armor is so big, but maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll end up changing things. Part of me is wondering what I think I am just going to buff you more. And for now, I'll even do this. A bit of a help keep the team a little bit reasonably strong. Oh yeah, that big falcon is gonna be a problem. Oh, that's really not fun. That's not great. Okay, at least he didn't trade there, so he didn't get the kangaroo. That was the big thing to need to trade. On Friday, we did a... kind of want to potato this so it doesn't get sniped. But also we might just change from this strategy. On Friday, we played Robot Detour, which was the second game I've ever gotten a key for from the devs. From a dev. We had played that game's demo and had that on YouTube and whatnot. So that was kind of cool that both of those have happened. So I'm going to be going through those. Similarly with how on the second half of Friday, we played the next chapter of Emyo the Smiling Man, which was awesome, of course. So we'll be going through all of those games in a bit of a rotation. I will add, yeah, okay, we're bringing in the bird. I will add that this week, there's a decent amount of actual foods that scale, but, you know, there's also a decent amount that don't. But compared to other weeks where it's like 0, at least there's hot dog. There's a lot of attack in between these two. And then the pairs are always pretty decent, so. Not major, but pretty reasonable. I think I'm willing to get rid of this to start scaling. Now I'm kind of also interested in maybe this pelican. And you just eat the Nyala to start would be pretty sick. Could have arguably done that. That would have been pretty good. Mistake to not do that before the Birds of Paradise. The other thing, I guess, is what would I get rid of for the pelican? I guess if I was doing the pelican instead, then you kind of wouldn't want the sparrow because you're swallowing a strawberry unit. But I don't know, maybe that's not reason. Maybe that's fine. I'm gonna roll once and think about it for a moment. So I do think it sort of depends on, are we doing sparrow or do we want to do pelican? We could get rid of the doorhead ant. It does mean this doesn't have as much of a combo, I guess, anymore. At least right now it does 2 hits and usually even more because this has 12 health. You know what? Let's do this for now, and I'll think about it. I'll think about it. It's fine. And then today, Sunday, we played a little random game, and then the stats are even. And then big bounce against each other, but I'm getting a lot of stats, so it kind of pays off. Did a little demo slash indie itch.io type of game into what do you call it? Into this right now. What am I talking about? So I'm still unsure what I want to do with this whole sparrow situation. I think I've level 3'd with most of the units on the team. I have not with the sparrow. Kangaroo, doorhead ant, birds of paradise, sparrow, Yala. I've probably done that one too. But there isn't any armor this week, so just having a little bit of armor is pretty sweet. Problem is that this bird of paradise is never going to get any bigger because there's not really anything to give it besides pears and stuff, but maybe that's just fine. I am eyeing the strawberry. You could also arguably give it a Yggdrasil fruit, would be maybe the other option, probably between those two. I would think those two are probably the best options. I'm gonna roll for now. There are no pills for the blobfish, so it's kind of whack. You could also grapes the birds of paradise for money. The extra 1 money doesn't really help this go off twice though, so that's why you don't buy the Yala right away in that spot. That's why you roll first. It's an interesting alternative. I don't know if I think you would rather just have what I have, though. I'm honest. If I had to choose, I probably would have rather had the brain cramp instead of the doorhead ant, but, you know, here we are. Very similar stats here, except mine has a strawberry. So we trade. And then the dog takes it home. Let's go. Okay, alright. This is tough because it is very tempting. Like, a level 3 of this makes a big difference. But so does a level 2 sparrow. And then it's, okay, do I do this just to throw it on there? Probably. I'm willing to freeze the parrot, honestly, because there's not much we're going to be spending our mana on afterwards. We're pretty locked in here. Arguably could have switched off of the kangaroo. They are going with the full jumper type strat, but we're just big enough. We didn't even have to bring out the dog. Didn't even have to bring out the dog. Alright, I'll taco. We're buying what we can get. What else happened this week? On the... Oh, that's a big bird you got. Oh, Komodo. Alright. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. I was like, where are my Yggdrasil fruit things? The crisp got rid of it. That's okay. We didn't get the full 10 wins, full health. All right, it happens. It's okay. Not the end of the world. Wouldn't have helped having a strawberry on the Birds of Paradise either. These things happen. On Thursday on the Pokemon Twitch channel, instead of doing their normal anime little mini marathon, they did this weird 24-hour stream of people opening, like, it was to set a Guinness World Record for the longest live stream trading card game unboxing for 24 hours. It was very strange. I only peeked in a little bit. I guess you would rather level the Nyala because we're trying to go for win number 10. Honestly, arguably could have even tried to roll for I don't know, another Yggdrasil fruit, but put it on the Sparrow. It's a pretty strong team. Oh, I don't even get a... Alright, you got me with the tomato there. Yeah, this guy's big. That guy's pretty big. Alright, alright. We're running into some big teams here. But I'm still just gonna send it. Still just gonna send it. Now, the Paradise Bird would have lived there with a potato instead of the, instead of the Yggdrasil fruit. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but... They got mega snipes going on. Alright, we had plenty in the tank, though. Well, there you go. I kind of like this team because it's almost every every major thing this week in terms of the main two strategies of jumping and strawberries. So that's kind of Seek. Seek? I think that was me in my brain saying neat and sick at the same time. That's kind of Seek, neat. Went halfway in the words there. All right, nice. But yeah, that Pokemon stream thing was weird because it kind of seemed all pre-recorded. It's very strange. Lazy. Holy socks. What else? I finished Cobra Kai on Netflix. Oh, we're getting owned there. That show is so ridiculous, but in the best way. It's just nonsense, but it's great. It's just great. I guess that? I don't know. I don't even have a strawberry. I guess because I don't have a strawberry, I'll do it like this. There's a lot of new stuff this week in terms of like movies or something that's coming to mind. What was it? Oh, the Minecraft movie trailer came out. Certainly looks like a movie. The How to Train Your Dragon live action trailer came out. Also certainly looks like a movie. Okay. I don't really have any way to take advantage of the Oh, wait. That does, because that's double death. And then you do this, and then you go strawberry? Yeah, okay. That works. And then there was a trailer that I actually cared about. Oh yeah, the Wallace and Gromit trailer. That looked, you know, about as good as I would expect, given that it's... My understanding, from what I recall, which is also known as just saying my understanding, is that this will be the last Wallace and Gromit movie because the type of clay that they use isn't being made anymore or something? Something like that. We are going to miss out on a trigger of this turn, but permanent health. What about that? Kind of tempting to almost just you know what? I'd rather just do this. Because this will be a big thing behind that, and that's pretty reasonable. Give pet churros. Activate ability before other pets with the same trigger. Also do a drop bear. I guess you could bring in the drop bear, sell this, then this is in front of the muskox. We're making some plays, okay? I don't know if they're the right plays, but we're making some plays. Okay. The only reason is that I don't think I've done it. Yeah, I haven't done the level 3 Kiwi, like, win, so that's the only reason I'm really doing this. But yeah, the Wallace and Gromit movie I'm sure will be great. It just makes me sad to think about that fact that it might be the last one. That's not something I feel particular. Oh, my drop bear! Get owned. Because of the clay. Yeah, that was sad. Level? Ooh. That's a pretty good unit. Ooh. What the heck? What do I do with this? Friend ahead faints. Deal 4 damage to the highest health enemy. I don't know. Because we kind of have the muskox doing the friend ahead of you faints thing. I think I'll take this for this turn, but consider this instead of the kangaroo, even though it won't really have multiple triggers, but then maybe we end up rolling multiple poison dart frogs and get 0 muskox, so then you bring in the poison dart frog instead to yada yada yada, and etc. and so forth. Right? Chat. Saying... Oh. Okay. An interesting question. You saw the username in RuneScape. Clap my hole. Definitely an interesting username. That math did not work out well. Wait, maybe it did. We draw and then we win. What do I think about the name Clap My Hole? You know what I actually first thought when I read it? Was someone, you know, obviously being exposed, and then actually, like, not slapping the butt, but as if the hole was another hand and you clapped it, like full open. Like, it basically wouldn't be possible because the cheeks would be in the way, but just like doing a really awkward boom. Imagining like some sort of like American Pie type movie. Character doesn't know anything about sex. Insert scene. I want you to clap me, and then he just. And then it's the comedy scene. Very clever and funny. That's what I envisioned. Are y'all on Blue Sky yet? I am on Blue Sky. I've only recently started to actually actively look at it. I didn't do one of those, what do you call it? Sure. There's the... You know, this might be worth it on this for now. What's it called? I know there were some, ooh, that's it. Okay, you know what? The Brussels sprout worked out there. There was some sort of way method that people were importing their Twitter follow list over to Blue Sky. I actually decided not to do that. I looked at my follower list individually, and went through through my follow list to then be like, okay, yeah, I'll try to find that person on Blue Sky, that person on Blue Sky, because there's a lot of old accounts on there, or accounts that I'm like, I don't know if I actually, I do, I think it's fine that I still follow them, but maybe I don't care about getting updates from them on Blue Sky or something, basically keeping it a little bit tighter, a little bit smaller. So we'll see. Still feeling pretty mixed about this team, is what I would say. Weird, because this doesn't really do much. Like, we have a bunch of things that there was multiple opportunities to do different jumpers and doing different jump things, whether it's the poison dart frog or the muskox or the brain cramp or the doorhead ant that we saw, or the, etc., etc. It also doesn't really make sense to have the falcon in the front, because if it kills something and spawns something, it doesn't actually do anything. So I'm almost still just waiting for the game to give me a sign of what it wants me to do, but I don't even know if that's going to be a thing. Now, this team is definitely more suited for this strategy, because they had multiple jumpers with their muskox. They were already kind of going all in a bit more. Feel like it's a little bit late for the hatchling chick. But I kind of like the Blue Skies, or the way that, at least that I'm setting it up, is more, not even necessarily more personal as far as, oh, only people I know in real life or something. I actually think I have no one in real life, basically, but, just a smaller grouping of things, so there's not as much, not as much to have to look through. Because I still actually use Twitter. I am still a little bit... I gotta imagine we gotta get rid of this. It's just... we don't have a really great thing to put in front, is the problem. So one of these probably has to go. The question is, who or what? I was hoping to get a sign of some sort. Whether it was like... I don't even know. I really don't even know. I don't have a good front man, currently. There's another hatchling chick that maybe would have been nice. And would have had a level kangaroo. Sparrow again. I do think some people will underestimate Sparrow this week. With the lack of armor, it is pretty good. Alright, I think I take this right now. An eagle up front would work well. I think just for the sake of this turn, I kind of have to do it like this. Because the muskox value will be better. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. One of these three basically have to be gotten rid of. Well, completely lose out on the benefit of that. But we still win. That's a crazy win. That's a crazy win. That's not a win I should have gotten. I should have also unfroze that. Okay, so... I guess if we're doing a full jump, like in theory we're doing a jump squad plus a thing that benefits from the jumps, then we'll probably need a scaler, which I guess in this case, again, because the jump squad would kind of have to be Komodo. Komodo can, I think, work with strawberry teams for the most part. If you're not running strawberry, if you're not running Sparrow. I mean, I guess you could put that Sparrow behind the Komodo, but You could get screwed by his Pelican not being the first. Like, you could do it, but sometimes you could get bad luck. I do think you have to take the Eagle here. And the Eagle works better with the Muskox. And the Poison Dart Frog if somehow one of these two got sniped pre-battle. I guess I'm selling... If I did this and then sold this for this, that makes some amount of sense. This shouldn't really trigger much. The only way that this will trigger, if it was behind it, is if this died and then all the jumps happen in front, which is a thing that can happen, but it's not what I should be hoping happens. Okay. Level 3 that next turn, I suppose. The team is still definitely weak, though. We haven't had much... We haven't bought any pairs, really, or anything like that to really scale up. So this... yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. Interesting team they had. See, this is interesting. To me, I actually think this is interesting. It is some form of scaling. It's not the best, but it is a form. It also means this would get sniped by Tomato, which I think I'm okay with. That's fine. This is a pretty good level right now, too. Also pretty good. Granted, it would have been nice to give it more stats by keeping it there, but... The team definitely worse than the last one. It could squeeze its way to 10, but it's gonna be... It needs some good matchup stuff going on, which is not what we're seeing. Because all of their versions of their jumpers are basically just bigger versions of mine, and they have a Nyala at the end, so it's just better. If we could get that leveled right now, that would be pretty good. That would be pretty strong. I'm not taking a pair. I don't even really want the Eagle that much, if I'm honest with you. I feel like I gotta freeze it though, in case we get nothing. Okay. Still is just the team being weaker than the rest. The other problem is this drop bear will never get bigger from the Lioness. Which is definitely an issue. Yeah, so... 13 is just a lot bigger than mine, huh? Okay, alright. Alright, Velociraptor. This getting bigger is pretty important. I would almost wonder if just switching this for this would be worth it. The only problem would be that I was kind of hoping to get the achievement for that one. But if we want a chance of that, we may just have to switch it out. Interesting. Show them the Sonic thing. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, let's do that quickly before we maybe lose. We have to pause the music to show YouTube. If you are not aware of the meme, this may not make sense. However, for those of you that are, this will make sense.
Mexico City? That sounds like a lovely place.
Huh. Anyway.
So, Shadow indeed now, lore-wise, was hint. You know, there's a whole meme that Shadow loves Latinas, basically. And, the official Twitter did a bit of a goof. Not a goof in terms of mistake, but they played into it there. That's the official voice actor for the game Sonic Generations, the Shadow in Sonic Generations. So that's funny, obviously. And yeah, I thought that was worth showing because it's funny. Whoa! You've been giving that thing's levels for. That was kind of annoying. Wow. The rest of your team isn't big, but unfortunately, mine was that was actually so insanely close to a draw. If we had a couple of equipments of some sort on these two, like a Yggdrasil even, just on that, we actually could have drawn or won that. Bit of a bummer. I do think the Lioness move was needed if we were going to try to get to 10. But yeah, that team just wasn't quite as strong. Not quite as strong as the other one, but that's okay. You do see the prevalence of the jump teams in myself and the opponents already, though. So that's going to be something you're going to have to keep your eyes on. And, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. At least it's not a Frogman 2 for just complete template build.